Hello, and welcome back to a very special episode of the Pickle Jar Podcast.
You say it's a special episode every single episode.
It's always a very special episode. It's always a very special episode, Keaton. It's just the way it is.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I take it back. You can go.
Take a bite, take a seat, and get ready to dive into that brine for episode 19 of the Pickle Jar Podcast. Wow. My name is Ryan Sullivan.
My name is Keaton Ashby.
And we have a very special episode.
A very special guest for this episode.
Me. And Keaton.
And me.
Yeah. And the pickle Squidward in the back.
And the pickle in the jar.
Wow.
I
didn't grab a jar of pickles.
And our choice of beverage for tonight.
Oh, this is my choice of beverage is this empty water mug. Which I'm not going to show you well, it's a water mug because there's no coffee in it, so there's water in it. But point being, so first I want to tell you guys about something cool that we've got planned coming up here, because I don't know if you've noticed, but it's been a little while since we've done anything. Have we uploaded a podcast in March?
No.
Didn't we? Oh wait, no, because we recorded on February 28th or something, and we didn't upload until the first week of March, and this is probably going up in April, so
we suck. We know.
Yeah, we're doing kind of bad here, but things have been getting more difficult to be able
getting a little swifty
together, which we're going to talk more about that later on in the podcast. We've got such a great podcast somewhat planned for you guys tonight. So yes. First thing that I want to tell you guys about. So we're doing something new. So we've always done bite-sized episodes, right? We've always done bite-sized episodes, which previously bite-sized episodes have been an hour episode, where usually those are just the episodes where it's just me and Keaton. There's no breaks. And then after the hour, we're done. And then our usual episodes are usually an hour and a half to an hour 45. However, now that we're on Zoom, taking the break in the middle doesn't make as much sense as it did before. I mean, both of our podcasts that we've done since we've moved to Zoom have been over an hour and a half and with no breaks.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what we are going to do is once a week, we will have a new bonus, truly bite-sized episode for you guys, which are going to be half hour, 45 minutes long, somewhere in that
maybe
range.
Even 20, 25,
20 to 40 minutes. Let's say 25.
Yeah, that's a good range.
To 40 minutes long. That's going to come up once a week. Usually we'll talk about the most recent episode or just about something that's going on, where the actual episodes that we do are going to be a little bit more themed, right?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So guys, be sure to be on the lookout for that, because the first one is uploading next week. So, keep that in mind. Keep that on your radar. It'll probably always upload on the same day, hopefully. Planning on Thursdays. So every Thursday you will get a new little bite-sized piece of the Pickle Jar Podcast, which also, by the way, these will only be available on audio platforms. There are going to be no video involved. This will not be available on YouTube. Maybe we'll just put the MP3 on YouTube, have a static image.
Yeah.
Mainly this is for Spotify, iTunes, Audible, Amazon Music, Libsyn. That's where you get it. That's where it's going to be. So with that being said, that's what we got going on.
Yeah. That is, yeah. That's what's cooking right now.
That's what's cooking. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this is the appropriate time to explain ourselves.
Explain ourselves. How?
What? Podcast. There used to be 3 a month.
There used to be 3 a month.
But now there's like one every month if you're lucky.
Well,
maybe one.
I'm sure that you guys have a lot of questions for us. Which, if you do actually have any questions, we'd love for you to send those in because it gives us content.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe if we get a really good question, maybe our next episode of the podcast will be entirely based on that question. And maybe even if it is based on that, maybe it'll even be based.
Maybe the question would be so good that it manages to
fill up a whole episode.
Yeah. Maybe we could make 2 episodes on that question.
Yeah. But 2. Ooh. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Keaton, as you were saying.
Yes. So recently, me and Ryan took up a practice. It's called being an adult.
Yeah. 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 No, I feel that all right.
As you all may know, I graduated high school early, so I'm out of that sucker. Bang. Right. I'm not college. Oh, college. Who cares about that crap? What?
Feel that all right.
Yeah. So going right into working it's a lot. Ryan can agree with me.
Yeah, I can.
He did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
He was doing the exact same thing that I'm doing right now. I've
been doing the same exact thing.
Yeah. So that is a big reason why we have not been uploading podcasts.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, life finds a way to get in the way, to loosely base Jeff Goldblum there.
Oh, yes.
So Keaton, for the people who don't know, you moved to Texas, and you were the first person in your family to move away.
I know, I'm a pioneer.
You're a pioneer, and you're also the youngest. But yes. And Tristan, he just moved down the street.
Yeah. Like, what is that? Come on now.
So what would you say is something that that you didn't expect about moving away?
I mean, I really I kind of like I expected to miss.
Give me an example.
Okay, I expected to miss home more, but
really?
Yeah, I didn't really miss.
Oh, home. So you don't miss home as much as you thought that you would?
No, I kind of adapted pretty nicely to living here now and taking it as my new home.
I see.
But another thing I would also say is the people here ask you if you have kin. They don't say who's your family. They ask you who your kinfolk are.
Hey, you got kin around these parts, or
and I'm like, excuse me, like they're like, hey,
excuse me,
yeah, they're like, hey Ashby, you have any kinfolk? And I'm like, what? Come again? They're like, yeah, any kinfolk around here? I'm like, no, I just moved here.
Now any like co-workers or stuff, because I know you can't talk too much about what you do, which is just the name of the game. Any of your co-workers, are they originally from out of town, or are most of the people you work with like from around there?
Most of the people I work with are from Longview or around Longview. But
so you're with a bunch of good old boys.
Oh yeah. And if you guys didn't know, I got a new job. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Really nice. I
love
going
12-hour shifts.
Yeah, I am working 12-hour shifts. I work 7 days out of 14, but overtime I work around maybe 8 days out of 14.
I see.
But
yeah.
So yeah.
I see.
I'm very occupied with my job.
Has that been fun?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been working days right now, 6 to 6. But I'm pretty sure I'm staying on days though, because my overtime schedule says so.
Yeah. Now, for me, So I also just started a new job, which you guys have been told over the course of the podcast that I've been working at Marco Waff Supply, and I've got absolutely nothing against it. I loved working there. However, I found something
We know.
that yeah, I found something that is going to really further me in my career. In fact, we're recording podcasts over there. I'm the sound engineer and video editor at a place called Faith Broadcasting, which has been great to me. But so my hours are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes, right. Correct. Amazing.
However, I'm only supposed to be working 40 hours a week because I get an hour for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. So, previously, how often do you get paid at the plant?
At the daycare.
At the plant. We'll call it the plant.
All right. Wait. You should just call it the four walls with no windows. We'll call it the plant.
The plant. How often do you get paid at the plant?
Yeah, you see, I get paid at the plant every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I was also being paid bi-weekly. However, at the new place, I'm being paid monthly. So I have to keep track of my hours over the course of the entire month.
That sucks. We get a timesheet that we fill out.
I didn't get a timesheet. I'm like, really? We don't have time cards. Like
they're like, yeah, you see, you're on a trust system. You write down how many hours you're at. Like, what?
Yeah.
Do you have a little notebook for that or something?
No. Darcy, who runs the books, she just came up to me last week and said, it's like, hey, can you just tell me how many hours you worked this month? I'm like, well, let me do the math.
1,000.
So I wrote out a timesheet. I wrote out a little time card, and I put there were a couple days that I stayed an extra hour, so I put 10 hours for those days. And there was one day that I left a half hour early, so I put 8.5 hours for those. Then every other day, I put 9 hours. Turns out I wasn't supposed to be working 9 hours a day. I'm only supposed to be working 40-hour work weeks because I get an hour for lunch. I didn't know that, and because usually, like at my last job, how it worked is I got a half hour for lunch, and I was to what was I to do? I was to, as long as I was back within that half hour, I was paid for that time. So, and if actually when I was working shorter hours, I had 15-20 minutes. I was paid for that time. So now I have a full hour, and I've been so accustomed to running to McDonald's, getting a double quarter pounder, light on the ketchup, no bun, with a large black iced coffee, and then running back. And that's what I've been doing. And of course, it takes me a little bit longer to get there because it's farther away from McDonald's. Because previously I was just working across the street. So now I've got to figure out what am I going to do with my half hour, with my full hour of lunch every day. Probably going to actually hang out with people during my lunch break.
Dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So at the plant.
At the plant. Yeah. What do you do for lunch? I'd be very interested.
We don't have lunch breaks. So we work full.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to stay there for like 12 hours and 30 minutes. We stay there just for 12. So normally if you pack a lunch, you bring that with you. If you're in certain positions at the time at the plant.
Because at the plant you rotate between rotate 3 different jobs?
Every 3 hours you rotate.
Okay, so there's 4 different things that you do.
There's more than that.
Oh.
There's a lot of things you can do.
Well, in a single day, you're doing 4 different things.
Yeah, you're doing 4 different things.
Okay, so when you're during that 3-hour shift, there's one spot that you can.
There's the sweet spot where you sit down and you kind of look at this. You kind of look at the what's going on in the
You
plant.
monitor things.
Yeah, monitor things. You sit at the
Because
monitor.
in a plant, like
Mhm.
for example, Homer Simpson, he works at the nuclear plant. He sits down and he monitors the
Yeah.
emergency systems.
Yes, exactly,
So
exactly.
at the plant,
Yeah.
when you're able to sit down and monitor things,
Yes. And
mm,
you can find your lunch times.
yeah,
Also, if you don't bring a lunch, there's no fear. You ask the person there's two people in charge. There's the higher up person, the senior manager, and then there's the manager. So the manager will announce over a radio system saying, "Hey, we're having someone's heading out to get this for lunch at like Popeyes or something.
uh-huh.
Bring call over the radio, the radio system if you want anything, or let them know."
Hmm.
And then normally you give them your card or something, and that person will go do food runs for everyone
There you go.
at the plant. But
We kind of did that at Marco Off Supply when I was working at Naples,
mhm,
because so at Marco Off Supply I did two different things, right? I well, really three. So there were three places I could work, which was either in the Hive, the design studio, which I loved working there the most, because it kind of helped me be creative. And then there was also the retail store, and then there was the warehouse up in Naples where I would be answering phones, taking sales calls. Now, up there, it'd usually be one of the other salespeople there, Stephanie, which I think she actually listens to the podcast. Um,
score.
she'll go like
It's a hit.
like, hey, heading to Tropical Smoothie, what do you want? Or like Leslie, it's like, oh, I'm heading to Wendy's, what do you want?
Yep.
um and someone would just take a break and go, hey, I'm heading here, what do you want? And then you'd head out and go, hey, I'm heading here, what do you want? So
Mhm.
usually you'd end up getting like food from like three different places. Like I'd get a Frosty in the morning, I'd get a smoothie in the afternoon, and then I'd go to Wawa and get like macaroni and cheese or something
Yeah.
in the later afternoon. But yeah, because I always had to take my lunch break last there, because the main reason I was there was because they needed someone on phones to cover lunch breaks. And
Yeah.
also, certain times during the day, it gets much more busy where there has to be more than two people on phones.
Mhm.
And I was there so that they could get all their sales done, while I was just answering the phone calls as they came in,
Yeah.
which it was a fairly cushy position up there on Tuesdays. I actually kind of enjoyed it because I had to get up a little bit earlier in the morning because I had to be there at 9, but it's like a 35-minute drive, so I'd always leave like 45 minutes to 50 minutes early so that I could get coffee beforehand.
Yeah.
So I was leaving like right after 8. Now I have to be at work at 8, but it felt like I was getting up earlier. I don't know why, because I had to drive so far.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it's really interesting because only I used to be Joseph actually said it best. I used to be like the squeaky voiced teen from The Simpsons. You know, how he
I
works like
don't
every
know.
job. Okay,
I've never seen that.
did you ever watch The Amazing World of Gumball?
No.
Oh my gosh. Larry from The Amazing World of Gumball.
I
He
don't know what that is, man.
okay, so it was a show on Cartoon Network. Um, and there was this one character, and there's another character in The Simpsons who does the same thing, where they literally work everywhere, and they've got like 100 jobs. Like I was working at the YMCA, I was working at the middle school, I was I
Mhm.
was working the ghost tours, I was working at Marco Off Supply, I was working in the retail at Marco Off Supply, I was and also for a short time there was also some overlap when I was still working at the ice cream place. Um, and then also uh some overlap at some time where I was working at the church doing sound still. And it's like And then on top of that, at that time, I was still in school too. And
That's a
now,
lot.
and also there was a play. So,
Ugh,
like, I did
plays.
everything. I did everything. And now it's just Gina will message me in the beginning of the week and tell me, "Hey, I need you to do this stuff." And then I'll do that. And then I've just got my main job to worry about. And then, of course, this. But, like, um, my grandpa always said, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Would you say that you're working?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah.
I
See,
I love my job so much.
that's the dream. That's the dream right there.
And I love in my job that I can go further and further.
Yeah, yeah. We're very blessed to be in the positions that we're in right now. Because at the
Yes,
plant,
I would say so.
you're in an entry level position. It's something that
It's something that if you want to climb up in positions, you should definitely work at the plant first before you just go to.
Also, from what I've heard, is that in the industry that you're working at, it's actually, as long as you're good at what you do, it's fairly easy to get a promotion, right?
Yeah, if you at the plant, if you show that you're dedicated, you work hard, you don't mind doing what they need you to do at the time, you will definitely climb the ranks there.
That's pretty cool.
But the downside is at the plant is that people don't like workers at the plant. So
yeah. Well, the plant is a necessary evil. Maybe no, not really. Okay, well, I'm trying to say as little as I can without giving away, because I mean,
it's a necessary system.
Yeah.
To secure the security of.
Do you work for the CIA?
No.
Were you the shooter on the grassy knoll?
No.
Oh.
It's a little too advanced.
But anyway, okay, so let's see. We've talked about lunch. We've talked about if we enjoyed or not.
Day in and day out at the plant. You know, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which that's not that early. But I wake up at 5. I get ready. I leave at 5:20. I get there at 5:30.
Oh, how do you do that?
What?
I don't see how someone can get up and then 20 minutes later be out the door.
Oh, I get up.
Except I did that today.
Run to the bathroom. Run over. Wash my hands. Brush my teeth. Go out. Go get the plant stuff that I need. Grab my lunch.
Your
head
key
out the
card.
door.
Your key card to get into the plant.
I pop a Monster on the way there. I drink it. I'm like a quarter left by the time I walk into the plant.
Here's the thing. I have a shelf in the refrigerator at work, right? So what I did is I went to this was before I knew that I got an hour for lunch. I went to Winn-Dixie. I went to the salad bar and I got a bunch of salads and a rack of ribs. And I stocked my shelf and I put some LaCroix in there and I put a bunch of zero calorie, zero sugar Red Bulls in there. And I'm just I'm tired in the morning. I go to the break room. I make a coffee in my tumbler that I bought from Walmart.
I should get one.
Yeah, get a okay, like getting a camping tumbler to keep with you at all times, like a nice metal cup.
Oh, nice.
So what I did was, you know that smoothie that I made? Okay, so
the 1 gallon smoothie.
Yeah, I've been getting into making like it's basically kale juice. It's like kale, spinach, and then I put almond milk in there.
Ew,
and
that's disgusting.
I'll put like some berry flavored zero sugar.
Oh, you would put berry flavor in there, you fruit.
Well, it's like a fruit juice and it's like a smoothie and it's actually like really good. And then I'll also put like some heavy cream in there too, to just kind of like milk it up.
You know what I found a new purpose for heavy cream?
What?
Coffee creamer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, there's no need to buy coffee creamer, ladies and gentlemen. Just get a little bit, and you don't even need that much heavy cream.
Yeah,
It fills it up so nicely. You like,
I know the feeling.
they're like, oh, and it tastes. It's that good coffee when you put heavy cream in it because it's like nice and strong. It's still got the coffee taste to it, and you're just like, oh. I sat on the porch swing and just drank that this morning. And
so I've been more akin to putting either half and half or heavy cream in my coffee now rather than black. And you know why? Because the coffee we have at work is Nestle instant coffee.
The people at the plant have to drink that. It's on the snack shack at the plant. That's the only coffee they get.
Yeah, which like I could survive on it. It's fine. Like, but it's not. It's not like good coffee. So I've been putting like a packet of like stevia in there and putting a little bit of half and half. Which putting the half and half and the stevia in there, which I think that's why people can get away with doing instant coffee, but I think instant coffee doesn't work if you drink your coffee black.
Yeah, we have a coffee pot in the break room at the plant, and it's really nice because we get like that high quality good stuff.
So everyone I work with is South African.
So they drink that strong stuff.
No. So they're basically British. So for the most part, they've just got tea in there.
Oi, Ryan, would you like to try some tea?
So they've got a pot of hot water and then a bunch of tea. They've got like all different types of tea bags, and then Docky's got his nice stuff too, and it's just like no one touches that. It's just his. So I might.
That's so horrible. You should buy him a coffee pot. Hey guys, have you ever tried coffee before? Be like, oh, what's that?
But they drink coffee, but I think they just like they're not.
That's disgusting, man.
I mean, for the most part, up until just the past like year, they've been going back and forth from South Africa for forever. They've lived here for like quite a few years, but I think because they didn't grow up here, they didn't get real good coffee, and like it's I don't know.
Should buy him some Folgers sometime.
Well, also there is a Keurig. The only thing is the tumbler does not. The tumbler does not. They've got the Maxwell House.
Is there not like the perfect setting for the tumbler?
The tumbler doesn't fit in the Keurig.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
You know, I had an idea. Coffee cubes.
Ryan, I'm gonna have to stop you right there.
What?
What the frick is a coffee cube?
So a coffee cube. So it's like an ice cube.
If you're about to tell me that it's got coffee grounds and a little pouch that you drop in a cup of water and turns it into coffee, then I'm about to end this Zoom meeting right now.
It's not that.
Okay, good.
Because it's a pack of sugar.
Oh my gosh.
Little bit of heavy cream and some instant coffee frozen into cubes that you just get your hot water and you drop one in there and then boom, you got coffee. It's instant coffee. It's real instant coffee. And you'd have to make it with like it ain't, because I made a prototype and it worked really well actually.
You froze coffee.
Okay, now here's another question. I know we're really getting off subject here. However,
it has to do with adult life.
Why doesn't coffee come in tea bags? Why can't you have a tea bag, but like instead of it being tea leaves, it's coffee grounds, and you just pour your hot water and then you put your coffee bag in there and let
Maybe
it
the
stew.
grounds are like easily fall out of the bag.
But coffee filters.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's essentially what it is. You're just filling up the filter, and it's just filtering through.
But why?
I guess because tea is more of like, oh, you drink 1 cup, coffee, you drink a lot more cups. Excuse me.
Then why do Keurigs exist? Because Keurigs are essentially the same idea, but it's a machine that makes it. Wouldn't
I
it
don't
be
know.
so much
Why are you
cheaper?
asking me?
Wouldn't it be so much cheaper just to get coffee in like little bags?
I don't know, man. K cups are expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed, due to adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
black coffee and half creamer is the go-to now these days.
It's the go-to.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand going to bed at 9. I understand everything now. All right.
Now here's another question. Have you? Oh, how do I put this?
Oh,
I completely lost my train of thought. You were going to say something.
At the plant, everybody drinks energy drinks.
Yeah.
We have someone at the plant that drinks a little bit too much energy. He has like six bottles of pre-workout a day. Like,
holy moly.
Cracked out.
Oh, one of my coworkers told me that he went to the dermatologist and they told him, it's like, bro, you gotta stop drinking caffeine. It's like, your dermatologist told you that? He said, yeah, my skin. Because it's like he said, it's like, yeah, you definitely drink too much caffeine. He just took like one look at him and just like, how do you know that? Like, it's crazy to me. But you know, they're the expert, so
yeah, they are the expert.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't believe what did you forget to say?
I don't know.
Oh man, the thing is about tea though. Like, I'm not used to like where I come from. We don't have warm tea here. We have sweet tea. That's all you get.
Iced
Sweet tea.
Iced tea.
Iced tea is the thing. That and Dr. Pepper. Well, we already know about Dr. Pepper. If you try to tell a Texan that they can't have Dr. Pepper, they will kill you. No joke.
All right, let's see. So what are some other aspects of adulthood that we should
Working,
here?
financial situations, which I
I asked you about if there was anything that you didn't expect. Is there any advice that you were given when you were younger about like when you move out or something like that that hasn't worked or hasn't gone as well?
I'm trying to think of advice of what someone has told me, because I don't really think of like any advice that someone has told me that has like flopped or anything, and I don't think of any advice that someone's told me to that's worked. But I know recently I've just got told advice, but like I was gonna apply that, but someone just told me at the plant.
Oh, is there any advice that you can share here that doesn't give away what
Essentially, if you want to move up in the plant, never call in sick at the plant.
Yeah.
Have a perfect attendance.
Yeah, calling in sick now too can be dangerous.
Yeah, it could make or break if you can move up in the plant or not.
No, because like seriously, also just nowadays, calling in sick is so much worse than calling in sick before.
Yeah.
Because like if you called in sick last year, right? What happens? You stay home, and then next day you come back and it's like, oh, I just had a really bad headache.
No, look what date it is. If you called in sick last year, they'd be like, oh, stay away.
Okay, a year and like 3 weeks ago, a year and a month ago.
Thank you.
A year and a month ago, if that would have happened. But now,
no, man, it's just
like
a cough.
if you okay, so that reminds me. So we had I've told you about him, but there's this evangelist. His name is Ted Shuttlesworth. Um, he was on the show that we produce at Faith Broadcasting, right? And he coughed a couple times, and he like turns his head and coughs. He goes, "It's like, oh, don't worry, I just got back from China. I'm fine." It's like,
That's funny.
yeah, no, he was a real jokester. There were a couple things I thought that he was joking about. Turns out he wasn't, and then that's why the fire department got called. But anyway, um,
Wow.
yeah, no, so that's something I didn't really think about. I wish, or what about advice you wish you had going in? Something that you wish you knew.
That I wish I knew.
Yeah, I'll start. One thing that I wish I knew before like turning 18 or like before like graduating or whatever, entering the working world, I wish I knew that you're supposed to keep your tax documents for 7 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I really wish I knew that.
I wish I knew. I don't know what I wish I knew. I don't know. I kind of just like, just full on sprinted into it.
Yeah. Well, have you caught any snags in the line? Like at any points has it been like, did you ever have like the thought of, am I making a mistake running headfirst into here? And
Nope,
how did you do? Not once?
Not at all.
Not at all.
But saying the phrase running headfirst into anything is really funny because of something that happened at the plant.
Oh. Is that something that you're going to have to tell me about after the podcast?
Yes.
Oh.
But essentially...
All right, well, folks, thank you for joining us.
No. Essentially what happened is there was an accident at the plant, and...
A minor accident.
A minor accident. And there was a lot of running involved, and essentially I was coming around the corner on a plant, and so was another plant worker, and I kind of shoulder checked that plant worker into the wall.
Oh.
And it's on, and everybody else in the plant knows about it because they all watched the video over and over again. And it looks really bad, and I was like, I am so sorry. And they're like, the trainee just obliterated another plant worker.
Oh, that's great. So, but I'm still surprised. You haven't had like anything that you wish you knew? Any bumps in the road?
Not real. I mean, I gotta say, like, this is something I knew I wanted to do, but not only that I wanted to do, this is something that I've been praying about a lot. This is something that I've been having this is what I've wanted to do my whole entire life. I've prayed about it. I've talked about it with my family, my loved ones. I've talked to them about it, and essentially it's just been working out. God's been providing everything.
Well, okay, let's change the question a tad then.
Yes.
So in the working world, you haven't hit any bumps. But what about going away from home? Because we're coming up on you being away for over 3 months. So what is...
What did you do? All right, I can hear you again.
Okay.
What have you done?
I don't know what just happened. It just cut out there for a second. Anyway, did you get the question, or should I repeat this?
I didn't. I not hear you.
Okay, so essentially, not just in the working world, but since you've been
gone
moved out for
what? Why does it not like when you try to say that? It's been blocking you off. Every time you try to say that, it just mutes you. What in the world?
Have you had any obstacles in moving away from home, not to do with the working world, just with leaving?
I obviously I miss my family and I miss my friends. That is like the only thing.
That's like the furthest extent.
Yeah. But other than that, I've had an amazing experience so far. I've had an amazing experience with the people. I've essentially moving here has forced me to grow up. Like this was a make or break deal. Like if you moving away from home at 18, that's already a big deal. But going out and finding yourself a full-time job, especially working at the plant, it's a big deal that has a lot of responsibility that comes with it. It makes you grow up so fast and just mature really quickly.
Yeah. I imagine. You seem more mature than the last time I saw you. And last time. Now, guys, Keaton was here. Keaton was here for 3 days. And
about
we didn't
2.5
podcast.
About 2.5 weeks ago, I was down in the good old FL.
Yeah, he was here and we didn't record a podcast. It's like, hey, we should like bulk record a bunch while you're down, because he initially told me at the beginning of the week, it's like, hey, in a few weeks I'm gonna be down, and also I'm not gonna mention anything about it yet. We'll probably be able to talk about it on the next podcast, but there's a specific place that we may have been able to record this podcast. And as well as quite a few more. And I was saying, yo, let me get in contact with this person so we can find out about this, and then we can get going on this. And then he's like, I'll let you know when it's coming up. And then later that day, he said, I'm coming Thursday. I'm like,
yeah.
You're what? What?
I just found out the neuse and I was like,
it's like,
okay,
you're giving me no time.
I'm like, I'm giving me no time.
Yeah.
Because my family was like, you're spending like the whole time with us because we're not going to see you for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm fine with that, but I really want to see my friends.
At the plant, you're going to be there for, you have to work 6 full months before.
Yeah, but here's the deal about the plant now. The plant is short on plant workers. So
okay, they need
all vacation and holiday time has been canceled. The only reason you can leave the plant right now is if someone croaks in your family or you die yourself.
What if you get COVID?
Or if you're in a well, it's least likely because at the plant. Yeah, okay. It's anyway, you essentially you have to show up at the plant. And if you don't, you can get let go at the plant. So
that piece of life advice about never calling in sick is gonna come in real handy.
Yeah, like I will show up at the plant, and if I'm throwing up, they're gonna shove me at somewhere where I have a bathroom right next to me. So
like what Gina always used to say, it's like, if you're sick, just bring your puke bucket.
Yep, essentially you gotta tough it out. But you know what? I'm fine with that because having perfect attendance, it's fine. But the thing is, you have to sign up for 3 days of overtime a month, which isn't that bad. I probably will try to work more though.
I just realized no one knows that I cut my hair.
What about me? I cut my hair too.
Yeah, but you always cut your hair. I never cut my hair. And this was a drastic haircut for me.
That was pretty, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, right now I kind of like the way it looks. And with the podcast too, I feel like I look like a podcaster now.
Oh, I like the beard with the hair. It looks nice. It looks great.
Yeah, no, this is another thing. When
to be an adult,
there's another like aspect of it is taking care of your own stuff, like having to make sure that like today Cassie and I were researching medical insurance.
I agree.
We're gonna be doing that
is a big thing.
MediShare or something, and I have to call my own doctors and stuff like that. So, did you ever do any of that stuff for yourself prior? Or has
Nope.
that been that's
This
been
is
something you
something
just kind
that's
of
something I'm just saying. Moving and doing this whole process, it's literally been the biggest growing up experience I've done.
Do you have any
Yeah, it's the biggest.
yeah.
But
Do you have any examples of something that's really made you
yes, I had so with I when I'm by myself, I'm kind of a closed person. I don't
right.
really talk that much. I keep to myself. I observe my surroundings. But the process of being hired for this position, I've come to find everywhere I go in Texas, I am more open than I've ever been in my entire life. Now
Really?
here's something I don't think it has to
Here's the
do
deal.
with my employment situation. I feel like it's because I'm in a very new place that I just moved from. Nobody knows anything about me. I'm starting new.
It's a
I have a fresh start. Yes. So I'm setting a name for myself.
I see.
Yeah. It feels really nice to set a name for yourself.
I imagine.
Not having like, oh, you're that guy's kid or something. No. It's you're yourself. You are him.
No one at the new job knew about the top hat. And it's just like it felt like a fresh start. It felt like a fresh start. Yeah, no, nobody knew.
Hey, are you that kid that wears the top hat?
They never heard about him. Never heard about him.
Great. I bet that feels pretty good.
Yeah. So like anything like apparently some of my coworkers knew you because you went to church with them.
I probably knew my uncle, my mom and dad.
Well, they Christian went to youth group with you.
Who?
Short blonde kid. He's got a British accent, but he's actually South African.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Well, when I mentioned Powerhouse, he knew exactly.
He knew what Powerhouse was.
Yeah, he knew exactly who you were when I said Powerhouse. So, but yeah. So they don't know me though because I never went.
Yeah, you didn't really go to that.
I went like once or twice. Well, I had my reasons, but
yes.
Yeah.
But then again, your reason wasn't there. 99% of the time it wasn't there.
Yeah, but the only times I ever went, the reason was there.
That's so upsetting.
Yeah. So, but off of that,
yeah.
Oh man, I gotta do my taxes.
I've filed my taxes. I've gotten rewarded for doing my taxes.
Oh, you got your stimmy?
I did get my stimmy.
You got your stimmy?
I was so happy, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh crap! I was going to say something else that had to do with a dog. Oh.
What?
So in recent movings, as you move from a new place, as a Christian, you're looking for a new church, and that is just it. Me and Marley, we found ourselves a great church that we go to.
What church?
It's called Crosspoint. It's like 15, 16 minutes from here.
Is it a denomination or is it non-denominational?
Non-dom.
Very nice.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Me and my significant other, Joe Biden. What? Joe Biden's husband, huh? So me and Mar, we went to actually the couples group thing.
Oh,
it was like, wow. Well, it was like the marriage thing, but we went there and I was like, this is pretty cool. But we're like, we're not married, so some of this stuff doesn't apply.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But it was pretty fun.
It's so weird because for those of you who don't know, my new job, it's a Christian company. We produce Christian content. Basically, we're Christian Netflix. Is the best way to describe it. And it's just it feels weird to have like my work life no longer be secular. Do you know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I mean, at the plant, do you have any like opportunity for like, I don't know if evangelism is the right word, but I don't know how to describe it.
What do you mean?
How do I put it?
I don't know. How do
I
you
don't know.
put it?
Okay, so like for example,
Yes. Give an
at like
example at your job.
at my last job, the only times I was ever um able to focus on like my spiritual life was going to be um whenever I went to lunch and I prayed at lunch, or if a customer came in and I happened to end up talking with them about church or something.
Mm-hmm.
And now at this new job, I am constantly talking with my coworkers about like their own spiritual walk and stuff like that, because everyone
Mm-hmm.
who works there is a very strong Christian.
Yeah.
They may be a different denomination. Um, however, we all believe in the same guy, which is
Yeah.
it's that which actually I was arguing with a Catholic on iFunny. and and we reached a mutual understanding because I said we all believe in the same guy. And he's like, dang, you're based. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. But
Yeah.
anyway, um do you do
All
you
right.
understand what I'm trying to say? What I'm trying to ask you?
I have opportunities to
Mhm.
talk to people,
To customers,
to customers,
clients,
and
coworkers.
and coworkers at the plant about faith.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them, they don't care. They don't
Mm-hmm.
give a crap. They'll tell you to go away.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, by acting different, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you act like a Christian, people will know that there's something
Yeah.
different about you.
Mm-hmm.
By doing that at the plant, people will notice that about you
Mm-hmm.
because people like to watch you. But people will
Mm.
notice that about you and they'll see something's up. And if they'll ask you, you just tell them,
Has that happened?
God. Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
don't think I've been there long enough. I
Ah.
mean, most of the people at the plant, they like me. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Coworkers and clients alike, or
Yes, most of the clients like me. Some of them don't.
well, I mean,
Simply,
comes with the industry.
it does come with the industry.
When you're working in a call center, we should just
Yes.
start making up jobs. Like,
When you
like every podcast we do, we're going to
we're
pretend it's
gonna
a different job.
we're gonna pretend it's a different job and we're gonna late things to it. So at the office today.
Yeah, why didn't we just say at the office? I like the plant more. Like you're a
I like to
factory
play
worker at the factory, at the foundry. That's what my back in my last 2 weeks at Marco Off Supply.
at the
Every
old fields.
every time I left for work in the morning, my dad would go, it's like, oh, off to the foundry. I'm like, yes,
That's nice.
so yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I there is opportunity for that, which I
Mm-hmm.
love about that, and I think that's why I've been put
Mm-hmm.
into this position.
Yeah. All right. We've got about 38 minutes left, which kind of it feels like it's been a lot longer than that. Does
Yeah,
it? I don't know.
yeah.
Which I've got my timer on,
Dang.
but let's
Well, how
see.
long are we doing here?
Are we doing an hour and a half? I thought.
Oh, we are.
Isn't that every one that we've done since we've been on Zoom has been an
Yes.
hour and a half.
Yes. Why not?
Yeah.
Time's flying right now. Wait,
Is
how
it?
long? Wait, how long have we been at it?
We have been at it for 53 minutes.
Holy crap! Yeah, time kind of flew for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because it's only 10 o'clock over there.
That could be a big reason why.
Yeah,
But why?
because
What? Do you want to wrap it up or something?
no, I don't want to wrap it up. I was just mentioning that we have 38 minutes left.
Okay. I'm sorry, man.
You know why I think it is? You've been talking a lot more than usual.
Wow.
This.
It's like I have a life now.
Because and I think it's because I'm so interested in trying to find out how we're going to say,
how we're gonna
we want
cover
you to say.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Code phrasing. It's amazing.
You want to? So what's so weird is I feel much more older now. Like I feel more mature, like more like an adult. However, how do I put it?
You find yourself acting like a child still.
No, what I do at work is so much, I don't want to say more immature. Well, because so think about it like this. Last job, I'm dealing with customers. I have to be very, very, very professional. And
yes,
I have
same
to put
here.
on my customer service
voice.
I have to put on my customer service voice. I have to put on it's like hello, this is Ryan.
Pour you
it's
some
like
water?
May I take your hat, sir? No, but like even though I was working in a creative space at the Hive, I was the production side of things. I wasn't the creative, so I had to be as professional as possible. I had to answer the phone in my best voice. I had to explain to people prices and all that. I had to work on selling, not just myself but the business and all that load of stuff.
What?
Now,
excuse me, did I just hear you said I had to work on selling myself,
like selling my personality,
okay. So say, what line of work are you going into?
I was on that oil tanker. I was on that tanker, the cargo ship in the Suez Canal, selling myself.
There's some really big conspiracy theories about it.
Yeah, I know. I've heard them all my all
Jeffrey Epstein still comes up again. Wow.
All my coworkers are into that too.
They're like Maxwell.
We are all my coworkers are very much on the same page with me, which is pretty cool. But I think that just kind of comes with the area. But that being said, so where was I?
You were talking about your professional. You had to sell yourself.
Yeah. So but now I'm not dealing with customers anymore. I'm dealing with the same about on Thursdays and Fridays. I'm only ever dealing with the same like 4 people, and then other days I'm only dealing with like the same 10 people, like overall. And it's all people I've come to know somewhat well, at least by this point. And I am, because so my coworker and my direct superior, Jordan, he runs so at Faith, at My Faith TV, they do a live broadcast 5 days a week, right? Monday, yes. Tuesday, Wednesday are all filmed in on Marco, in the Marco studio, and my dad plays the drums for the music that they do. And then Thursday is I believe it's at a church in East London, I want to say. And then Friday is the Next. It's spelled NXT. It's the youth ministry, and Jordan and his friend Eric, they kind of run that from this side. It was kind of the thing that they built. So Jordan was telling me about how Eric was talking about me the first time, like shortly after the first time we met. He said, like, I can't figure him out. And I'm like, why? And it's like, well, because I look one way and I talk a different way and I act a completely different way. I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? He's like, well, for one, now you'll find this hilarious. You'll find this absolutely hilarious. For one, you talk a lot about cars, but you drive a Prius. And you know why I talked so much about cars? Because they brought up cars and I just started spouting the things that you and Wesley told me. I just started repeating the things that you guys said. So they thought I knew about cars.
What were you saying?
I was talking about V8 engines. This is like the only thing I know about.
When I was down in Florida, me and Wesley and Ryan were in the car together. And me and Wesley were just talking about cars, regular guy things, as Ryan was in the back. And he said, or what'd you say? You're like, can we change the subject? I know nothing about cars.
No, but what I did is I listened. And
You absorbed.
What I do is I hear things, and basically any media that I consume or any information that I take in is just fodder for me to bring out into the next conversation that I have. Like, because I've accidentally fell down the JFK conspiracy rabbit hole this past week, which a lot of people have. Like, everyone I've talked to has fallen down, like everyone around here has been mentioning JFK recently and the JFK assassination. I don't know what it is, but anyway,
something in the water.
And until we had the idea that we were going to talk about like adulting, what we've been doing, all that, I wanted to make this whole podcast about what really happened
being a facade
during the JFK assassination, because that's part of the media that I've been consuming recently.
Wow.
And some information that I had been taking in recently was you guys talking about cars, because Wesley has been playing a ton of GTA and watched all the Fast and Furious movies, so he's been really into it recently. And so that was one of the things. And I told them I told them, like, oh, don't worry, you guys will see my true personality come out. It's like I don't know when it happens, but at some point I click and I become entirely comfortable, and then you meet Ryan. So I think I've gotten to that point where every facet of my personality has come out, and I only slipped up and swore once.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this guy was like, you talk a lot about cars, but you drive a solar panel on wheels.
I wish that solar panel did more for the car. I wish it did, because it doesn't.
Here, let me show you a solar panel. Or
like
panel. Look, there's one right there. It powers my watch.
It powers the headlights. Like, like I think, like, not.
If it can't even power the battery, then what's the point?
Oh well, it does help power the battery, but like when I say it doesn't bring in a lot of energy. I wish it did more. Is what I'm trying to say.
Do you know what type of engine your car is?
Hybrid. It's a hybrid engine. A hybrid gas, hybrid electric.
It's a V4, isn't it?
I think that since it's a hybrid engine, it's in a different category altogether, because it's not like an electric like a Tesla, but it's not like completely gas. It's a hybrid engine. I think that's right. Are you Googling it? Are you Googling what type of engine my car has?
I swear, if it's lower than 4, I'm going to blow up your car.
You gonna pretend that you're Irish and blow up my car? I'm Irish, only I can do that. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. You just keep talking real quick.
Okay, I'm just stalling. So I've only filled up my gas tank like 5 times this year, which has been fantastic. And so coming up here, I'm going to be giving Mikey rides to school.
98 horsepower? Are you freaking kidding me?
Really?
Yeah.
Is that good or is that bad?
You know my Maxima?
Yeah.
It puts out like 280.
Oh.
You know how much a Mustang puts out? Like 330.
Wesley and I, we watched a video where they put I not a Hellcat, but
Charger?
No.
Camaro?
No. It's put a different engine inside the Prius. Like I don't think it was a Hellcat engine. But it was like a really powerful engine, and then put it up against like a standard Dodge Challenger, and the Prius smoked it. But I mean, of course, it was putting out like
it's putting a different engine
like
in.
350 horsepower or something.
Yeah, that's a lot more than 98.
Yeah, 98. At least it's stronger than a horse.
The cows contributing to greenhouse gas has more horsepower.
You know what I got to say about that, Keaton? You know what I got to say?
What's your gas mileage?
Beats walking. Beats walking. It's better than walking.
I would rather walk than drive a Prius.
It's better than walking.
I have like a 7-mile
and
walk to the plant.
Couple $100 for gas.
Well,
I spent $100 this entire year on gas.
I've spent like 60.
How much have you been driving?
A lot.
Did someone else fill up your gas?
Sometimes, but normally I put it in.
I put
$20 in that time, because the car that I drive, it's got like eco efficiency on it. So
when did you just get your license though?
What?
Didn't you just get your license for Texas not too long ago?
Yeah. So what?
Correlation.
So correlation for
not
what?
Not correlation. The time frame. I've probably driven more than you this year.
Audio crap.
Yeah.
Is it
okay?
Why do you say that? That's
what?
Not. What do you mean?
Okay. Sorry.
Focus.
So you just got your license.
Yes. Did you realize you can drive a car with an out-of-state license and it's legal?
Oh well, I thought they took it from you.
But I got a paper license though that I can use.
I thought you weren't driving during that time.
Oh no, I've been driving the whole time.
Oh, never mind. All right, I'm wrong. You're right.
Well, you don't gotta say it like that. That's the way it is.
Things will never be the same.
That's the way it is. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I just beat Red Dead again.
Oh, very, very nice. We're not talking about video games. We're talking about being adults.
It's an emotional roller coaster, man. I want to hear.
How do you do? So, outside of work, what have you been doing?
Work.
Outside of work, because today was your day off, right?
Yeah, and guess what I did?
Work.
I worked
on the farm.
Yes, around the ranch, you
know. Growing your beets.
Actually, yes, our potatoes are starting to sprout.
Oh.
and so are the carrots. The carrots are getting
the
carrots
nice.
Are getting big, and the onions too. But yeah, they just take
an onion.
Yeah, taking care of the animals.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting.
How many animals you got now?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10. We have 6 chickens, 3 cats, and 1 dog.
Oh, so you don't have any other animals? Chickens.
4 chickens died, and then we gave away the other dog. But we want to get goats, so
goats would be cool.
Yeah,
I pet a goat this weekend.
You can milk them. You make butter, soap. Goats are goats. They eat your grass for you. Yeah. They're amazing.
Absolutely natural amazing. Lawnmowers.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been tearing up stuff. Doing it the redneck way, toe strap, round metal fences, and
I've never heard of the redneck way before.
Oh, well, you pull things out of the ground with the truck. But we've been doing a lot of work, especially in the meat locker here, which we have a little cabin that was used for skinning deers, but now we're turning into a mini house. So that's doing good. We clean the floors.
You should have a deerskin rug, just to honor the roots,
Next season I'm gonna get myself a nice 12-point buck. I'm gonna have it hung.
Oh no, Mr. Totten's song, "The 30-point buck."
The 30
point buck.
The 30-point buck.
No, the 30-point buck.
30.
The 30-point buck, don't you know?
No.
Mr. Totten released a song back in the 90s. It's got a couple million views on YouTube, and it's called The 30-Point Buck.
I love that. Yeah. It's great.
It's a great song too. Yahoozer.
Yeah, I want to get a nice deer, buck hung on the wall. But yeah, we painted the walls, we bleached the floors.
In the mini cabin?
Yeah.
How's it been, all the renovations going? Has it been a pretty good process, or has it been slow? Has it been going?
Well, it's been slow until recently. We've been doing a lot more though. We're getting it knocked out.
There you go.
Yeah, right now we're just filling up everything else. We figured out what we're doing for the bathroom. Single shower. There's no septic down there, so we're just gonna have a compost toilet.
Ooh.
So.
Oh well, compost probably be good for the farm.
Well,
you gotta send it out into your own vittles.
Yeah, but do you know what a compost toilet is?
Not quite.
So you do your stuff, and it gets left in there. But essentially, what you do is you just take some sawdust and you just sprinkle it on top.
Oh.
But here's the deal: a compost toilet doesn't even stink as much as a regular toilet.
Really?
It's kind of a thing of nature because it grinds it up for you and makes it into compost. It's bizarre.
You can put banana peels and stuff in there too.
I mean, yeah, you really could. You just throw compost.
It out. Then you could
there's no better way of
down there. Throw some seeds down there, and start growing beans.
Listen, there's no better way of fertilization. Now, if you have Taco Bell on the compost,
I hate manure. It's like Biff from Back to the Future.
Yes.
You're just making your own. I mean,
yeah, it's very exciting. We're slowly but surely becoming self-sufficient out here.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, that's the dream.
We have lots of eggs coming in. We're growing our veggies.
Now you just need to get your own power.
Actually, we thought about that.
Are you going to find a way to generate your own power?
We have running. Here's the deal: we have running water.
Okay.
We have a little stream runs.
Oh, so you have your own running water.
We have a pond and we have a little stream that runs.
So
therefore, we can
go off the grid.
That's the end goal.
Other than internet.
Well, if things go bad in the world,
things go bad enough, then yes, go away with the internet.
Yes, then you're everyone that I know that is in the club essentially will be joining us with a whole bunch of ammunition stockpiling. Because we have a very good defense system. We have a moat. So
you have a moat?
essentially we have a moat. It goes around the property.
So how long until you build a bunker? That's the real question. That's a real question. How long until you build a bunker?
Ryan, honestly, I'm most likely, when me and Marley build our house, I'm most likely gonna put a bunker there.
You know, it'd be so cool.
Like, it's gonna be good.
You know, it'd be so cool. Have like a nice little 2-story house, and have like another 4 stories underneath.
Yeah,
like a missile silo.
Here's the deal: in Texas, you can build a bunker, but down in Florida, you try to build a bunker, you're building an aquarium.
Yeah, no, it's impossible.
Yeah,
because I've like dreamed about like I want a lead bunker, like a little tiny like lead bunker, just for me to have conversations in.
And then start talking to yourself and becoming crazy.
No. Like I'm talking like really thick walls, like something, because like lead would be best. It's like, okay, so steel, lead, steel, soil, like
yeah.
But because you can't
fill that sucker up with concrete.
No, because you can't how do I put this? They can't listen in through lead.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But that'd be something that'd be really cool to have.
Yeah, like just for me, because like every once in a while I'll go, it's like, guys, I want to talk about this. Everyone turn off your phones. Yeah. I've done a couple of those. But oh dang it, they're probably gonna try and listen to me even more now because I'm putting this on the internet. But you know, okay, but here's the thing. It's not like I'm a national security risk or anything. I just like talking about things.
Just like talking about things you're not supposed to know, boy.
Anyway, adulting.
Yeah,
part of adulting is being assassinated by the CIA.
Yeah, by the United
States. By the way,
government.
I think it was George H.W. Bush, but that's neither here nor there.
All right, you know what? That is just an amazing thing you're saying. All right, next subject. So yeah,
you haven't really asked me much, because I've even asked the questions.
The KGB answers to no one.
Well, do you want to hear some like pieces of advice that I wish that people gave me?
Yes, I do actually.
Well, number 1, I already said, keep your tax information for 7 years. Always just do it. Number 2, make sure that, okay, so this is actually some really good advice that I was given. Get a credit card with all right, you're back. What was that? But anyway,
they're listening to us. They're everywhere. The government's in the system.
So you want to get a credit card that has some put some stuff, something on there that's going to be a reoccurring payment, like
1 tank of gas a month.
Yeah, and then always pay it off. Never skip a credit card payment. Then you're going to get perfect credit score, and then you'll be able to get a loan for anything you want.
Yeah. So, I want a loan for a flamethrower.
Also, here's another thing. So many people I've noticed just go to college because they think it's the next step that they need to do.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
I mean, I didn't go to college because I didn't know what I want to do, but a lot of people didn't go to college because they also
didn't know what they
did go to college because they didn't know what they want to do.
Yeah, that's why people switch their major so much.
Yeah, that's something that's never made sense to me, which I mean, maybe it's because of the financial situation I come from, because I would never be able to afford college. And then I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life, because I've seen that. And I don't want that for myself. I'm entering into this time right now completely debt free, and it's great. So
Well, here's how I feel about
Mm.
people who just go to college because
Ugh.
they don't know what they're doing. It essentially gives them more time to buy what they're eventually going to figure out what they want to do,
Yeah.
which fortunately for me and for, I would say for you,
Mm.
that well, I don't know, because you said you wanted to take a year off, right, to
Well,
figure it
my
out.
whole thing was I was at a point where I didn't see what my future past Mark Off supply was,
Hmm.
because it was definitely not something I wanted to do for my whole life.
Yeah.
And but then it was something I wanted to do for a while.
Yeah. It
I
wasn't
never
a career, essentially.
it wasn't a career. It was a very good job though.
Yeah.
Because the only reason it wasn't a career is because I could have easily made that a career. I could have gone into a sales position and I would have been great at it. I'm just telling you. However, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to be sitting in front of a computer waiting for the phone to ring and then calling people and going to people's businesses and going, it's like, hey, you guys want some paper? That's not me. I I mean, I love working with people, but I realized how much I dislike actually working in customer service, like dealing with customers and stuff like that, because
Hmm.
you get the worst type. Okay, so the last week I was working,
Hmm.
did I tell you about the one woman?
No, you did not tell me about the one woman.
Mm. So we had a little COVID scare, because a customer had come in, and then informed us that they had COVID, so we all had to get tested. We got lucky, or I don't know if we got lucky, but we didn't have it, so we'll just say that. We'll leave it at that. So um, the point is, we were being a little bit more strict on our mask policy after that, and we kept the door closed, and it says, please wear a mask if you're coming into the hive. And so for that next week, every time someone came in, they'd look at the sign, and if they weren't wearing a mask, because up front they don't really care, um, if they weren't wearing one, they'd usually put one on. Now,
Hmm.
one woman, she came in, she read the sign, got like a poo eating grin on her face, and then came in, without putting it on. And like, I mean, I don't care enough that I'm gonna tell you to put it on. Only if you're being like a real, you know what. I'll actually
Hmm.
tell someone to put it on. But I don't do that because I don't like to be told to put it on.
Hmm.
And I know you can agree with me on that.
Yeah.
So, um, then I don't remember what she wanted me to do, but it was something really standard, like a scan, and she didn't understand how the technology worked at all.
Was this an elderly lady?
She was older, not quite elderly, but she was probably in her late 50s.
Okay.
Um, but oh my, this I had blueprints sitting out on the table, on the counter, right? And I had them sitting there, that cuz that specific day we printed over 200 blueprints.
Hmm.
Prior to that, a usual day had been 100 to 180 max. We had printed like 250 that day actually.
Hmm.
So I had a lot of projects going at once. So I had some sitting up on the counter, and um, she puts her arms onto the counter and like wiping them around, and I'm like, bro, why are you doing that? So then she moves, and now she's on the counter because she's like signing something.
Yeah.
And now, mind you, I had every single printer running at once at this point. And I told her, It's like, hey, it's gonna be a minimum of 45 minutes until this is done. I can give you a call when it's all ready. Which that's standard. We're not gonna do something right away because we have other things that we need to get to, that
Yeah.
we needed to get
You
to.
put it on the back burner.
We had a queue built up. That's one thing that that especially in my last 2 weeks, I got very strict on the queue. Like if you didn't email it in a couple hours earlier, you're not getting it. Like you have to think ahead.
Yeah.
So I told her it's going to be 45 minutes. And then she does this. Oh, okay. So she sits down on the couch thinking that she's going to be there for 45
minutes.
And I said, ma'am,
you cut out. You cut out.
I said, ma'am, I cannot have you sitting in here for 45 minutes. Well, it's like, this is a business. It's like, this isn't a place that you can hang out. And I actually said this to her face. And I'm like, I have work that I need to get done, and I can't have you interrupting the creative space. So she left. Now, part of the story I didn't mention. She had an open scab on her arm. And when she puts her arms down on the blueprints, she bleeds through 3 blueprints. That's $9 worth of blueprints right there. I really wanted to show her the bottom of this mug.
Yeah. Needless to say,
if I hadn't already been 3 days from retirement, I would have quit. That was like the last straw for me, was that woman. And I told Bridget later that day, I said, I'm sorry, but I'm glad. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. I'm so sorry that I am leaving you guys with people like that. So, yeah.
You cut out again, man. What'd you say? You said...
That was like one of my worst experiences at work.
I see that.
And so far the worst experience I've had at Faith Broadcasting was the fact that we had an evangelist come down and try and set the parking lot on fire, which, guys, I'm probably gonna have to post the link at some point when I finish the mockumentary that we're working on. So, Keaton, you remember the Hurricane Irma vlog, of course.
Yes.
So the Hurricane Irma vlog is like the only video from Sully Gunther that I'm still really proud of. And we're doing it just like the Hurricane Irma vlog. We've brought up, we do interviews with each person who is at the fire, and then I also play like different characters, and we show me going to the dollar store and picking out disguises so I can play the different characters. One of them, I'm wearing like a hat, and I put all the masks I had in my car on, and now whatever I say, it's like completely muffled, but I'll tell you exactly what I say. I said, and Jesus said the only reason we lost the Revolutionary War is because we didn't have enough airports. Now, Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran with a bad bunch of boys. And I took a rusty chain, wrapped it around his head. I learned, and they run their hands down my legs, see the little hairs stand up in the sun. I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. I love kids jumping on my lap. That's exactly what I said. Behind all the masks. So I'm going to like caption it with him starting to say something about the fire. And then it's going to say completely unintelligible. And then it's going to switch to Swedish subtitles. It's going to be hilarious. And I've got the Hurricane Irma. You know how it starts with that the white text, like it's shaky on the black screen. It's got the doom, doom.
Yeah.
That doing that too.
Like a tragedy has struck.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a story for another time, because we're having some technical difficulties right now. And we'll figure out how to fix that for the next one if there's a way. But if there's a will, there's a way. And
yes, there
my
is.
name's Will.
My name's Keaton. I've been Keaton Ashby.
And I've been Ryan Sullivan. Guys, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Spotify. You download the episodes, because the downloads, that works really well for our analytics. If you want to see more from us and maybe have us be more successful, downloading the episodes everywhere definitely helps. You can delete it right after if you want to. So download it. Download it on Audible. Download it on Apple Music.
Amazon.
Everywhere. Amazon. Download it on Spotify. Download from Libsyn.
Get it where you can and do it.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. If you watched, either way, follow us on all of our socials. We mostly post on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you want to direct message us, please direct message us on Instagram, because I've been locked out of Facebook Messenger for 2 months now.
Love that.
Yeah, love it. I hate it. I hate Facebook Messenger so much. I'll rant about Facebook Messenger next time. Also, make sure, leave questions. Send us questions. Or if not questions, tell us a story or something. Maybe not only could we answer your question on the next podcast, perhaps we could actually even make our whole podcast next time about whatever you say. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching.
And
so long. And we're out.